Production. Let's get it.
Hello, it's me, Dr. Butler, and I am here with Marissa McKinnies, who is a dynamic leader, an author, and the founder and executive director of the Putt Away Cancer Foundation, a nonprofit she launched in May of 2015 through a deeply personal calling, which began as a birthday initiative to raise the funds for a well known cancer organization, quickly transformed after Marissa felt led to create something of her own, an organization dedicated to directly impacting the lives of individuals battling cancer. Under her leadership, Put Away Cancer has spent the last decade providing hope in the form of financial support to cancer survivors and their families, helping to ease the burdens which come with treatment and recovery. Her work is rooted in compassion, faith, and a commitment to meeting people exactly where they are in their journey. In addition to her nonprofit leadership, Marissa is the author of Finding Her, Rediscovering the Beauty in Your Reflection, a powerful reflection on healing, identity, and self discovery. Through her writing and her work, she continues to inspire others to embrace their strength, reclaim their voice, and find beauty in their story. Whether she's leading a movement, sharing a journey, or pouring into the community, Marissa's mission is clear: to serve, uplift, and create lasting impacts, one life at a time. So thank you for being here, Marissa.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
First,
Yes, ma'am.
what inspired you to start Put Away Cancer Foundation, and what personal experiences shaped the mission behind your work?
So the Putt Away Cancer Foundation began, as you said in the beginning, because of my birthday. I was having a monumental birthday. I was turning 40.
Okay.
And I had just went through a divorce a month before. And so I wanted to make sure that this birthday was something, bigger than just a day celebration because the divorce was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to make sure that that it meant something. And so what I decided to do was to donate my birthday to another organization. And I chose this other organization because they say we give more birthdays, and it was perfect. Considering my sister herself is a cancer warrior, and my grandmother, all of my dad's family, his mom, all five of his sisters, and then I have a few cousins also on my paternal side that have each had breast, ovarian, or colon cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was because of that I said, well, I'm going to donate my birthday to this organization because they give more birthdays and it will last. And I'm doing it in my sister's honor. And so as we were going through it, excited, planning for this and raising the funds, the Lord told me, I didn't give this to you to give away. I gave this to you so you can touch my people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay. And in a dream, I saw the vision of my sister's face. So whatever I did, I was doing in her honor.
Mm-hmm.
She's still with us, by the way. But I started this so that I can kind of uplift her in the community that my family has been a part of for so long. So in 2016, it went from being an event to now being a full nonprofit organization.
Okay. Your organization focuses on both awareness and support.
Mm-hmm.
How does Put Away Cancer uniquely serve individuals and families impacted by cancer?
So I designed this organization to kind of mirror the things that I saw my sister go through. She was going through chemo treatments. Of course, she lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of weight. No one gives you money for clothes.
Oh.
Then she also sometimes when she got through her treatments, she would have her good days where she just felt like, let me go get my nails done, let me go take care of myself. Or, her daughter was needing a new pair of shoes. Nobody gives you money for those things. And so those are outside of the health realm.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get help with utility bills, you can get help with rent, you can get help with medications, all those different things. But just for your day to day, nobody wants to give you money for that.
Right.
And so I started what I call the Circle of Hope Award because of the need of helping people that are going through this type of illness to just live their everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
So they use it as at their own discretion. So, and I call it an award because I'm giving them a donation because they've done something well. To fight a battle of any kind of illness, mental or physical, it takes a certain type of tenacity and fervor, right? And so just giving them a financial donation didn't sound as well to me as giving them an award. And then I call it a circle of hope because hope, a circle represents something that has no beginning and no true end. And so hope should be kind of that way. And so the Circle of Hope Award is gifted to the person themselves that's battling cancer to use it at their own discretion. And then also for my sister, my nephew was graduating and going off to college. And because of my sister's battle, I was like, well, there's an opportunity for me also to impact students and their futures by donating not donating because this is an actual scholarship competition, helping them with the type of book award. And so it ranges between $250 to $750. Persons that are graduating and going off to college, they can apply for the scholarship if they have a significant family member or a person in their life that's been impacted by cancer. Or if they're already in college, but they graduated from a Texas high school, because I'm a Texas 501c3 foundation. If they graduated from a Texas high school and already in college, they too can apply for that scholarship. And similar, to the Circle of Hope Award, it's around my sister's battles. Those two things I created.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. What is one of the most meaningful or transformative moments you've witnessed throughout the work of your foundation?
So I have, well, the first thing that's ever happened that I was like, okay, this is a real thing. I started receiving donations. So we have on our website, you can go and do a regular donation, like payroll deduction. But I didn't know that was a real thing for me because I'm just a little bitty old foundation. I'm not, the bigger organizations like, all the other ones that are out there. And so when I got my first donation, I was like, oh, somebody's sending me some money. That's great. First of the month happened again, and I got another donation. Same person. Then the next month and the next. And now I'm getting this person was sending me, and I thought that was so amazing. I didn't know who she was. So COVID hit, and we were trying to figure out how we can still raise money and impact the community because treatments didn't stop because COVID hit.
Right.
It was like, I don't care that you're sick. We still need to get this money paid, get this money and getting our stuff taken care of. So I was like, okay, how am I going to raise money to get these donations away? Well, we did a telethon, and then the individual called in to the telethon and revealed who she was. Come to find out, she was the mother of a person that went to school with my sister, whose wife had just been diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
And so to honor her daughter-in-law, she started donating to my organization as a way to show support. So kind of similar to what I was doing for my sister. So that was transformative to me, that somebody reached out and just started to do it because they wanted to honor somebody, which all I want to do is honor my sister, my grandmother, my aunts, and my cousins. Because fortunately, the Lord didn't give it to me, but I want to show them that I care. So that was kind of transformative to me. Keep going because people are watching.
Yeah, that's awesome. For those who may be new to your nonprofit, what do you want them to understand about the heart and the purpose of Putt Away Cancer?
So, so with that question, the purpose for my organization is to give. So I know everyone has a business and they see, well, it's a business at the end of the day. So, we're giving money, but we're paying somebody's salary, or there's other, which you should. My foundation, I still work a 9 to 5, and I still have other hobbies that I do to bring in income. My foundation doesn't have an overhead. I don't have to pay staff. We're all volunteers. So when I raise the funds, we actually are able to get it back. Outside of, fees that it costs to put on an event, our monies go directly to the person's battling cancer. I first started off doing it only in October and November. And now I've met people that have been in dire, circumstances. And even though we're not giving them thousands and thousands of dollars, the fact that we're giving them something and their diagnosis is the only qualification, we've been able to kind of shift things. And now, in the earlier part of the year, we're able to start giving money. So I like that. The true reason that I started my foundation is still the reason why we exist. And 10 years later, we're still able to do things, but on a grander scale, because more people know about us and more people are supporting us.
That's great.
A decade of hope, resilience, and community. On May 2nd, 2026, join us as we celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Putt Away Cancer Gala. It's a night to reflect on the milestones we hit and the future we are building together. We are honored to feature keynote speaker Alena Nia. So put on your best Sunday attire and come support the cancer warriors in our lives. That's May 2nd from 7 to 11 p.m. at 1007 Poteet Jordan Freeway, San Antonio, Texas. Let's make this milestone one to remember.
So this year marks a decade of impact from your foundation. So what does this 10-year anniversary banquet represent for you personally and for the community you serve?
So for me, this represents the power of faith. Anytime so my mom used to say, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. So, and then added to that, I'm like, okay, so I can achieve whatever I think about. That's one thing. But what about the provisions? How is that going to come? How am I going to, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about a nonprofit for that. Even though I've worked in nonprofit, for medical all my life, I've just never thought about starting anything. And so I'm like, okay, I can achieve it, but where's it going to come from? And she says, well, girl, whenever God gives you a vision, he always provides the provision. So there you go. So I'm like, okay. So for me, this represents the power of faith. God showed me this is what he wanted me to do. And that movie Field of Dreams that says, if you build it, they will come. Don't worry about how, just do what you're called to do.
Right.
And so for me, it's just keeping my head up and keeping my heart intact, protecting that, because my foundation is very personal for me. And there's been several times people have asked, well, why don't you get money from the government, to make this larger? Why don't you make this into a larger business? Why don't you, scale this to a profitable business? But for me, that would help. It would lose the integrity of why I started it. So keeping it small, but still being able to keep it open, even during COVID, people still making donations. We've still been able to give money to the person that I wanted to and staying true to my mission. So it represents that perseverance and that with faith, all things are possible.
Right. The thing, Putting Away Cancer, a decade of impact, is powerful. How did you choose it, and what message do you hope the attendees take away from the event?
So every event that I do, they have a family component to it. And so when I started this, I initially was going to do a golf tournament because I tell you, the Lord told me the name of my organization was going to be Putt Away Cancer. And I was like, Putt Away Cancer. Putt. That's a golf club, right? You putting things. Why would I do that? I don't know the first thing about golf. I mean, I look cute in the outfit. And so I was like, why would I do that? And so when I sat down and did some research and, saw that the miniature golf courses, I was like, great. Because I started it for my sister. My grandmother is also my personal warrior, my aunties and my cousins. If we want the family to come to an event, golf tournament definitely wouldn't be it. But a miniature golf tournament, everyone can come. And so for my golf event, for the miniature golf event, it's for the family. So Putting Away Cancer is just a spin on words because it looks like putting away, but it's putting away because it's true to my name, Putt Away Cancer. And decade of impact because it's been 10 years of the foundation, 11 years for the vision, but 10 years for the foundation. So when people come to the event, I want them to be able to experience the power of community, that circle of hope that I talked about building. It exists. It's a real thing. I want people to walk away with the new found desire to continue to do what they can to help their neighbor. Because the funny thing about cancer, you may not have it, but I guarantee you know somebody that does. It is that nasty link that binds us together. So I want them to walk away with a desire to themselves figure out how they can help their neighbor and show love to their neighbor and just feel empowered to do so by attending this event.
Okay, what can the guests expect from the banquet? From the program to the atmosphere, for the stories being highlighted?
So for the event, I want to keep it light and fun because I like to have fun. I don't like things to be boring. So what they can expect is to hear some inspiring stories from a few of our cancer warriors. We have Elena Nia. She's going to be our guest speaker. Her story in itself is powerful, that you can still find joy in the midst of your pain. She discovered she had cancer in her second trimester of pregnancy, her first child. Her and her husband had to decide, is this something that we're going to battle while we're carrying the baby, like going through treatments, or are we going to risk your life by not doing treatments and waiting until after the baby was born? So her story was really interesting when I heard about her battle. So she's going to come and talk about joy in the midst of pain. We're also going to have a warrior walk where we're going to recognize those individuals that have battled cancer. People think that cancer looks like you with a bald head or wrapping your head, or you're broken and you're bent down, but that's not what cancer looks like. That's not what HIV or any other illness looks like. It looks like you and me, right? We decide how we're going to go through our journey. My sister's famous phrase is, I don't have cancer. I have cancer, but cancer does not have me. And so you're going to see how the power of your mind and the way you think about things, how that can definitely impact your outcome. So you're going to have a lot of good music, have some good food, great dancing, some fun stories. It's just going to be, yeah. Even me and my broke foot will be out there too, something. So it's going to be just a night of fun.
How can people support the banquet and the foundation's mission, even if they're unable to attend in person?
So the great thing about this event is that this is just one event, but the organization will always be there. So you can always go to our website and you can go to www.puttawaycancer.org. That's Putt with 2 T's. And you can make a donation. We have donate on every page on our website. You cannot miss it. And then also on any of our flyers or anything for this event, if you go to Zepi, you look up the Putt Away Cancer Foundation and you'll find us there. We're collecting funds there, so you can donate to our organization, or if you find someone that themselves has been battling cancer, and you want to do something in their honor, I really don't care if you go to another organization and donate in their honor, but just don't close your eyes and pretend like it doesn't exist.
Right.
If you want to be a blessing, find the best way that you can be a blessing and do it to recognize somebody else, and just go for it.
Your book, Finding Her, is deeply personal. What led you to write it, and what was the emotional journey like during the process?
So the funny thing about my book is that I didn't actually write it in a setting. It's actually a collection of journal entries that I've made throughout the years. As I stated before, for my 40th birthday, before when I got divorced, I went through a very tumultuous divorce, and I had a horrendous marriage. And so being a survivor of domestic violence, it was something that I never ever thought I would be able to say, because I never thought that I was. And it was in talking, to persons around me that they helped me to realize, Marissa, you really went through something. You are a survivor. So I'm like, no, I wasn't. And going back and reading my journals, I was like, well, maybe I did go through something, It was just hard for me to kind of see myself in that light. Well, again, we're talking about COVID. So COVID was pivotal for me for a lot of reasons. When this COVID happened and everyone was locked in, they had to be in for a while. I was trying to figure out, what I'm going to do with myself. And I was part of this ladies group of entrepreneurs, and they was like, the challenge they had given was find a way to make some passive income, write a book. And so I was like, write a book. Now I like to write anyway, so it wasn't going to be a problem. But when I was going through, I think the Lord talks to me a lot, and people might think it's weird because the Lord don't talk to you. You really hear him? What does his voice sound like? I can't answer what he sounds like for you, but I can tell you for me, he talks and he says, "You've already written your book." And I was like, "I've written my book. What does that mean?" And so I go back and I'm just looking at my journal. I was like, okay, let me just start writing. And as I was writing in my journal, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I looked at my journal and I started reading through, and I went and grabbed my other journal. In my other journal, I had my whole story right there.
Wow.
And so everything I needed to put together with just some subtitles and, moving some things so that it can be in sequential order, my book was already written. When I was done, it was actually a novel. And the Lord told me then, I didn't give this idea to you to honor the perpetrator. He's like, you don't give credence to him. I gave this to you so you can free my people. And so I'm like, okay. So it went from being a novel to being a self-help book, 72 pages. And it just has a lesson. It has my story. Then it has a set of questions behind it, so that you can go along the journey with you. So finding her, rediscovering the beauty within your reflection. Excuse me. It's a journey of inner healing. And so this is the things that I went through as I healed. Those questions were questions that I added. They weren't a part of my journal, but they were questions that I added so I can help my readers go on their own journey of healing so they can get back to the very core of themselves.
Okay, that's awesome. The title speaks to rediscovery and reflection. What does finding her mean to you, and how does the message connect to women you hope to reach?
A lot of times people say, I want to get back to my old self. Well, your old self is not ready for the life that you're leading right now. That's like a snake. A snake would shed its skin. And I kind of think my book is helping you shed your skin. We don't want to get to the oldness. We want to be better in our new skin. And so that means doing the work and doing some introspection to figure out, what are my hurts? What did I learn in my hurts? And then trying to find your way through it. A lot of the times it's just, for me, it was recognizing that I did go through something. That was step one, because I never thought that I did. So recognizing that I went through something, and then giving yourself permission to heal from that, because I chose to stay for as long as I did. So you kind of feel guilty. And you look at everybody like, don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. But they don't feel sorry for you. It's just everybody cares. And so me opening my mouth and voicing, this is what happened. I'm allowing myself to recognize it and to heal from it. I'm giving myself permission to say, it's okay. You were there, but you're not there now. So for the next person, it's okay that you were there, but you're not there now. And if you are there now, you can get out. This is what you have to do. First step is recognize it and admit that you are in a situation. And I want to connect that with my readers, is that regardless of what happens, or regardless of what led you to walk away or get out, you've gotten out. Now you have to heal. And I'm hoping that by the end of this book, they'll be able to heal.
Okay. How has your healing journey, as shared in the book, influenced the ways you lead your nonprofit and show up for your community?
So that's a deep question. So it's all about survivorship, right? I say persons battling cancer are warriors. They're not survivors, because survivors diminishes what they've done. It's like, oh, you just went through something, you got over it. But when you have to be a warrior, that means that you had to give it all you got. You went to battle. You had to lace up. You had to pray about it, get your mental right. You had to eat better, all these different things. Same thing when you're going through a mental healing or an emotional healing. You have to decide to go to battle, because it takes a lot. The battle of the mind is the worst battle to fight. Okay? And so I want the things that I have written to show up in the things and how I'm leading my organization by, I'm always preaching the same thing. We can survive. We can make it. We're warriors. We're stronger than the battle that we went through. And then knowing that the power of a community. In my foundation, I always talk about family. I talk about community. And so having that support system around you to help you go through what you're going through. Don't hide in the shadows, because the only thing you find in the shadows is just darkness and boogie monsters. That's it.
How does family impact a person's healing journey?
So There's a study, and the word eludes me now, but it's on my Facebook page at Putt Away Cancer. Um, there is a study that talks about the importance of changing the way that you think, because in your thoughts, it can help with your healing journey. And so I say putting people around you to help uplift you and encourage you to carry that burden for you when what you're going through becomes too heavy. That is important for anybody going through their healing journey. And so I've incorporated family into everything I've done. My board is made up of intimate family and friends. Um, all the events that we put on, are family friendly because I like my family to be a part of it. It took my mother, my sister, my brother, our children, our grandparents, everyone to help, go through what we were going through with my sister, watching her in her battle. Um, we had to have the whole family support. So in all the things that we do, we always make sure family is always allowed to be present.
And what do you hope readers walk away with after reading Finding Her? How does it tie into your legacy you're building through Put Away Cancer?
So when persons are finished reading Finding Her, what I hope they realize is that there's no period at the end of that sentence. There's no period at the end of that book. The journey continues in health, in your mental health, in your spiritual health, and all things. It's always going to be continuous. After you finish one thing, you have to do something else. So don't stop fighting. Don't stop praying. Don't stop doing whatever you have to do to keep that healing going. And the same thing for my foundation. I won't stop. I will not give up on being able to be a light for those individuals that might need. What makes us different is that my sister will say, here's my phone number. I've been through where you've gone through. You can call me anytime. I do the same thing. The impact may not be the same because I haven't battled the cancer, but the heart is still there. So just to know that your journey, even though it might have ended because you're in remission or you've walked out of that relationship that didn't serve you any purpose, you have to continuously fight and continuously do the homework to keep yourself ahead and keep your spirits uplifted.
For listeners who want to learn more about Put Away Cancer Foundation, where can they find information about your programs, your events, and ways to get involved?
So you can go to my website. I'll keep that up to date with anything we have going on. You go to www.puttawaycancer.org, and that's Putt with 2 T's. And we also are on Facebook at Putt Away Cancer. And you can find us on Instagram at Putt_away_cancer. So those are the ways that you can find us.
If someone wants to donate, volunteer, or partner with your organization, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Go to contact me on their website, or you can also call me. My number is 210-325-7306. You can send me a text message anytime, and then I'll let you know what we have going on. And like I said, on my website, we always have things there too.
A few more questions. Where can people purchase your book, Finding Her, Rediscovering the Beauty of Your Reflection?
You can go to Amazon and look my name up, Marissa D. McKinnies. And you can find my book, or you can just type in Finding Her, Rediscovering the Beauty of Your Reflection. Anywhere on Amazon, you can get it there, and you can also get it, I forgot the other website. So just go to Amazon, that's fine. Or send me an email or whatever, and you can get it that way too.
Last question. How can we follow you on social media? How do we stay updated with you?
And so on social media, I'm Marissa McKinnies. M.D. McKinnies is on Instagram. Facebook is just Marissa McKinnies. I'm always updating things because my family is very active and I'm always doing things. So I would love to have you guys just to look me up, Marissa McKinnies on Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you
for having me. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, girls. So thank you.
Thank you. Say thank you to the camera. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, and share this video. See you next week.
That's what I listen to.